our video for Math Fundamentals for Friday, April 3rd. So good morning, Keisha and Isaac. Hope that you're doing well. Hope that the adding and subtracting of integers is going okay. I'm going to do 12.5 today, and we're moving on to multiplying integers now. So we're going to be multiplying positive and negative numbers, and the rules are a little bit different for those. Okay, so the rules are, if I multiply a positive and a positive, I get a positive. If I multiply a negative and a negative, this will throw your mind for a loop, I get a positive. Remember how we circled those two negatives to get a positive? That's where this rule comes in, okay? And if I multiply a positive times a negative, it will be a negative, or a negative times a positive will be a negative. So the only time you get a negative answer when you're multiplying integers is if the signs are opposite. If the signs are the same, you get a positive. If the signs are different, you get a negative. Okay? So a negative and a negative make a positive. Positive and negative, negative, negative times a positive, a negative. So I hope these little rules, if you need to make these on a card, that's okay, but I think you'll quickly get the idea. Okay, so let's do a couple of problems. 2 times 3, positive times a positive equals a positive. Okay, let's do this one. A negative 2 times a negative 3. 2 times 3 is 6. They're the same sign. Two negatives make a positive. So it remains positive. It's interesting that you get the same numbers there, the same answers. Okay, and then what about a negative 2 times a positive 3? Well, 2 times 3 is 6. And then I say, okay, well, I have a negative and a positive, so I'm going to have a negative answer. My signs are different, then my answer is going to be negative. And 2 times negative 3 still equals 6, but here I have a positive and a negative, so I know my answer is going to be negative. Okay, so I hope that clarifies. Let me move this so we get rid of the glare. Okay, so hope that makes sense. And let's do some examples before you get started with your work. Negative 4 times 6. So I say 6 times 4 is 24. I have a positive and a negative. They're opposites, so my answer will be negative. Okay, I'm going to write some of these other examples. I'm going to skip down to before we get to your work. And I'm going to write some of these. I want you to practice them before we get going. Go ahead and answer these while I'm writing them on the board, and then we'll go back and check your answers to make sure you're headed in the right direction. Okay, so I hope you were able to get some of these answered, and pause it and answer them, and then turn it back on so you can check your answers. Okay, so number 1, 5 times 7 is 35. Should be a negative 35. Positive and a negative make a negative. Okay, so 6 times 1 equals 6. Two negatives make a positive. Okay, number 3, 0 times anything equals 0, and we don't have to worry about if that one is positive or negative. 9 times 8 is 72. Two negatives make a positive. Okay, this one we want to do what's in parentheses first. So 2 times 3 is 6, and two negatives make a positive. 6 times 4 equals 24. Here we're going to do what is in parentheses first. 2 times negative 2 should be negative 4. I'm going to bring down what's left. 2 times 4 is 8. 2 negatives make a positive. Okay, hope that gives you a good start. For your work today, let's do numbers 1 through 27.